Long, long ago, the world was a very different place. It was full of beautiful green trees, tall mountains that touched the clouds, and rivers that sparkled under the bright sun. But the world was also filled with people, and these people had started to forget about God. They made bad choices every single day. They were not kind to each other. They argued and fought, and their hearts grew hard and cold. It was like a shadow had fallen over the land, making everything dark and sad. The beautiful world that God had made was no longer filled with the goodness He had intended for it. In the middle of all this darkness lived one good man. His name was Noah. Noah was different from everyone else around him. He loved God with his whole heart and tried his best to do what was right. He talked to God, and he listened when God spoke to him. While others filled their days with angry words and selfish actions, Noah filled his days with kindness. He was a good husband to his wife and a good father to his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, Japheth. One day, God spoke to Noah. It was not a whisper on the wind, but a clear and important message. Noah, I am going to send a great flood of water upon the earth. It will cover everything, all the mountains. It will cover everything, all the valleys. I am doing this to wash away all the bad things from the world. Noah listened carefully, his heart beating fast. This was a scary and enormous plan. But then God told Noah what he must do. I want you to build a boat, a huge boat, bigger than any boat you have ever seen. I will keep you and your family safe inside it. God gave Noah very specific instructions, like a builder's plan. Build the ark from gopher wood. Make many rooms inside it for your family. Make many rooms inside it for the animals. Make it 3 levels high, with a window near the top, and a large door in its side. Cover the inside. Cover the outside. Apply sticky tar. This will keep the water from leaking in, so you will float safely on the waves. Noah listened to every single word. The ark would be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, 30 cubits high, a truly giant ship. Noah did exactly as God had told him. He and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, went to work right away. They found the strongest gopher wood trees and began to cut them down. Chop, chop, chop went their axes. Saw, saw, saw went their saws. People from the nearby towns came to watch. They laughed at Noah. Why are you building a giant boat on dry land, Noah? They would shout. There is no ocean here. You are a foolish old man. But Noah did not listen to their mean words. He kept his eyes on his work, trusting in God's plan. For many, many years, Noah and his family worked on the giant ark. It was hard work, under the hot sun and in the pouring rain. Their hands grew rough and their muscles grew tired. But they never gave up. They hammered every nail and sealed every crack with the sticky black tar, just as God had instructed. Slowly, the enormous wooden ship began to take shape. It rose higher and higher from the ground, a strange and wonderful sight. It was a symbol of Noah's great trust in God, a wooden promise of safety standing tall against a world that did not understand. When the great ark was finally finished, God spoke to Noah again. Now it is time to bring the animals into the ark, God said. You must gather 2 of every kind of living creature, 1 male and 1 female. Bring the birds that fly in the sky, the animals that walk on the land, the creatures that creep along the ground. They will all come with you into the ark, so that their kinds will be kept safe and can live again in the new world. This was an amazing task, a job bigger than any zookeeper could imagine. Noah trusted that God would help him. And then, a wonderful and strange thing began to happen. The animals started coming. They came from the forests, from the mountains, from the jungles, and from the plains. 2 tall giraffes with their long necks walked slowly toward the ark. 2 big gray elephants stomped along, their trunks swinging. A pair of lions with golden manes, a pair of striped zebras, and a pair of cuddly koalas all made their way to the giant wooden door. It was a long, endless parade of creatures, big and small, walking peacefully together side by side. Noah and his family stood by the huge open door of the ark, watching in wonder. The animals did not fight or roar. The lion walked calmly near the lamb. The tall bear walked near the little rabbit. It was as if God had filled their hearts with a special peace for this important journey. Noah, his wife, and his sons guided the animals inside, leading them to the special rooms that had been prepared for them. 2 by 2 they all went in. The slithering snakes, the hopping kangaroos, the chattering monkeys, and the slow-moving turtles. Finally, after every animal was safely inside, it was time for Noah's family to enter the ark. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives all walked up the ramp and into the giant boat that had been their life's work for so long. They brought with them all the food they would need for the long journey ahead. grains and fruits and vegetables for themselves and for every single animal. Once they were all inside, a strange thing happened. The giant door of the ark closed, but it was not Noah who closed it. God himself shut the door, sealing them safely inside. For 7 days, Noah and his family and all the animals waited inside the ark. All was quiet. Then, on the 7th day, the first drop of rain fell.